Hey, welcome back everybody. Today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about some books that I have and I think you should look into as well. Books that are critical for anyone who wants to start homesteading and really do projects on your own. The internet is great, but I find that a lot of the information is fractured or fragmented into small bits, or things are omitted. They're not fully complete most of the time. Sometimes you can find good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff on the internet, but books are dedicated usually to one topic or to a group of related topics, and they're much more complete in in how they're put together. For example, these are just some books you may have seen yourself growing up. Foxfire series. This particular book, the first one, hog dressing, log cabin building, planting by the signs, so you get knowledge of people who did this back in the day when there was no internet and they kind of had to figure things out on their own. There's also hunting tales, faith healing, and I really enjoy those stories out of these books because you can learn certain things that the old timers did that we have lost or we have forgotten about, that make a lot of sense, and you could start making use of those tips of their knowledge today, right? For example, this is leather breeches beans, preserving those. Lots of stuff here. Here you go. Arthritis treatments. Obviously, this medical stuff may be outdated. There may be better ways to deal with this now, but in an emergency situation, some of this stuff might be all you have. How to treat asthma, how to stop bleeding. Here it says to stop bleeding, place a spider web across the wound. I don't know if that would work, but maybe for a smaller cut it would. So these are just very interesting books, both for practical knowledge, for entertainment, and also to glean knowledge from old-timers that didn't live in our modern society so dependent on electricity and the conveniences that we have and how they worked around those situations. Those are excellent books for that. Next we have this one, Public Works, a handbook for self-reliant living. You got first aid, child care, health, food, farm and home, tools and construction, transportation, government, and money. This book here I love. I love just going through it and taking a section at a time and checking out what they had to say about. This is an excellent book if you can get a hold of it. I think there was many iterations of this, so I definitely picked this up. It's an excellent manual, very detailed on everything. It's even content of nicotine and what it'll do to you, all sorts of things. Practical carpentry. These are the ones I tend to reference the most here because I do projects around the house, around the homestead, and sometimes I don't know how to do a certain thing. And here you've got plans with schematics and cut kind of like diagrams of what you're going to need. And it's not just carpentry. Here you got sprinklers, benches, how to cut bricks, how to lay mortar, how to build a fence, how to frame a wall, building chicken feeders, chicken houses. And actually, later on today, I'll be discussing in another book selecting a chicken coop design for those pallets that I salvaged, which I'll either end up going with this turkey shelter design here or this small coop here with no run, because they will be free ranging. And another excellent reference manual here, Practical Carpentry. These books are very detailed. They have lots of information that can be hard to find on the internet. If you're looking at the rise of a roof, many times you'll find diagrams on the internet or little sections, but here, they'll go through it considerably, giving you just tremendous amounts of detail about materials, about processes. Just look at this schematic here. You know, you could practically build an entire house with this book if you had no other resource. You know, how would you do it? So these books, a lot of them I've actually received free from public libraries. Many times they have an area where they discard books and people don't pick them up or they don't want them. And you can have these for free, or at yard sales or thrift stores. They're usually $1, $2, and the breadth of information in here is certainly worth a lot more than that. So just something to keep in mind. You know, on the homestead, these books in a grid down situation, in a situation where we have no internet for an extended period of time, do you have all of this knowledge already? Do you know how to grow food through all seasons? Do you know how to dress a hog? You know, maybe you do. But do you know how to build a log cabin? Maybe you don't. All these things you can have at your fingertips. In any, you know, an EMP is not going to take this out. Yes, so I really love books. Let me know what kind of books you guys have on your homestead that you've found are very useful. I'm always looking for more. I do buy them sometimes, you know, new, but I just thought these older ones were interesting to show on video.